which is basically going to take us about 527 days to do in total. We have 491 press conferences scheduled from coast to coast with cities and towns. And we're going from community to community to promote a very positive spirit towards organ transplantation. And one of the main reasons why is because when it comes to donating our organs, Canada falls as one of the lowest in the civilized world. And because of that, there's a lot of good men, women, and children that are passing away waiting for organs needlessly. And we can change that situation. Other countries are doing quite well in this area, such as Spain. They have a very high rate of organ and tissue donations in their country. Many people that are on the waiting list usually get their organs. We can do the same in this country. We need to bring a lot of education and awareness to the public. We need to bring a lot of education and awareness to every Canadian right across Canada. And we need to get our governments to react to this and treat it as a crisis and not ignore it anymore. It hasn't been a priority on their agenda, and it wasn't until recently that Premier Harris took some steps to address this last year with the Premier's Advisory Board. We're hoping to lobby the premiers right across Canada. We're hoping to lobby the Prime Minister right across Canada. We're hoping to lobby all 491 municipalities right across Canada to take initiatives in these areas so that we can develop programs, we can develop awareness, we can promote this very positive thing to every Canadian right across Canada. We need to let people know about the benefits about organ transplantation. In my case, I benefited very greatly because 5 years ago, I was rushed to the hospital with liver failure. And the doctors told me at that point that I only had 2 days left to live, and my only hope was a transplant. So I had to count my blessings and make my peace, and the next day I got a call that there was an organ available, and let me tell you, I was one of the fortunate Canadians because I met so many other Canadians that were on the waiting list that did get that call and passed away. So after I woke up from the surgery, I knew that how I got that organ. It took the death and the tragedy of an individual and the unselfish and courageous decision by that family to make that decision at that point to donate an organ so that a life could be saved. And mine and 5 others' lives were saved. So that decision brought 6 lives, and that decision brought a lot of joy to my family and those other individuals' families. And that decision brought a lot of joy to my friends and all their friends. One decision positively affected 1,000 people's lives. So we're trying to promote that. We're trying to promote that spirit. And one of the things that I was happy to hear is the work that Marina has been doing in your community, handing out donor cards and
actually, it was the Rotary Club that
oh,
did it.
okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well,
that is oh, great. Well, these are things that we're so glad to see that are happening as we're going into communities. And where it's not happening, we're hoping to plant a seed so that it could happen. We share pretty well the same feelings about a certain thing, Nipigon and I, and that's a national registry. It is much needed. At present, we have a system where we're encouraging people to sign their donor cards and express the wish to the family. But we have a system where we have to approach the family at the worst time possible. And it takes an exceptional family to say yes when they're asked at that moment. It takes an exceptional family because 50% of the times the family is vetoing the individual's wish because they're asked at the wrong moment. They're asked at a weak moment. And I've talked to hundreds of those families that have vetoed decisions, and they all told me the same thing. They're living with a lot of regret because they said no. And they wish they weren't asked at that moment, because if they were asked before or they were asked after, they would have said yes. So why do we still have this system on our hands where we have to approach the decision to be made at the hardest time possible. Why can't we make that decision beforehand, carefully, in our right state of mind, with the family present, with witnesses present, and have that wish carried out? That's what a national registry would do for us. And that's what other countries are using, and that's why they're so successful. So we've been pushing this right from the beginning. We've been going from community to community, relaying this message. We've been getting a lot of support. I was just telling Lavina as we were walking that we're very optimistic that something's around the corner, because we have the support of a lot of MPs. We got the Prime Minister's ears. We're hoping to schedule a press conference with him in the near future so we can give him our report. And we're hoping that this can take place as soon as possible. And we can't waste any time here, because there's 4,000 people on the waiting list right now. And you know, we need to do everything we can to give these people a fighting chance. And that's what this walk is all about. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to give that person on the waiting list a fighting chance. And we're trying to plant seeds as we're going from community to community, so initiatives could be started in each community. And from the lowest, Canada could become the highest. And that's where we usually enjoy our high standards of living, being the highest in all things. So I want to take this opportunity also to let you know of our biggest challenge right now. I've been on the road now for 177 days, and I've gone through 135 communities, and we've been, you know, thank God we've been able to reach each press conference and be able to deliver this message. But we have a big challenge on our hands, and that's a financial challenge. We are strapped, we have no funds, and in order to do this effectively, we need to do some aggressive fundraising and get as much funds as we can so we can cover the rest of the 350 cities and towns that are on our schedule. And we can put a website in place, and we can get some more manpower to help us. We're doing all the scheduling on the road. We're really at a point where there's so much work that we have, our spirits go a little low, but they haven't disappeared. And we're approaching on a very appropriate place in Thunder Bay, where my hero, Terry Fox, gave his last step, but created such a spirit with his legacy that it positively affected me into doing this. So, you know, we're very optimistic that the public will respond. The communities are getting us through. You know, as we're stopping in each community, we're getting fed, we're getting accommodated, that's how we're getting through it. That's how we're going to be able to help change the situation with everybody's help. And, you know, we can live in a country where our children and grandchildren won't be living as desperately as people are right now. So I want to thank you for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to say a few words. Thank you.
On behalf of the Rotary Club, I'd like to say thank you very much for coming. And here's a can, a Rotary can.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck on the rest of your trip.
Thank you.
I have to say one thing, that we went out and asked some of the businesses to supply rooms for them to stay. They're going to be here today and tomorrow. And the restaurants and the motels were just overwhelming. They donated all that. So I just have to tell you that businesses need to be thanked, because they are
Absolutely.
very friendly.
Absolutely.